Right now in News 3, an anonymous donation helping Sauk County move forward following this summer's devastating floods.
And investigators release new information about the missing Barron County girl as her community comes together, hoping for her safe return.
And later, a busy week for political campaigns. Bernie Sanders today making a stop here in Wisconsin.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. The Flood Relief Fund for Sauk County got a big boost this past week after an anonymous couple donated nearly $100,000.
Amy Reed spoke to people in Sauk County today, and she joins us now to show us what that money means to them. Amy?
Yeah, the Sauk County emergency manager told me when he first heard about this donation, he got tears in his eyes because even within a few months, you'll see that the county still has ways to go and every dollar helps.
It's unbelievable. It just truly is unbelievable.
It's the word maybe used most often with this flooding. Unbelievable. The way water, once a beautiful backdrop for a backyard, could cause this. The couple who lived here in North Freedom didn't want to talk on camera, but they said their lives have been a mess since the flooding. Now they stay in a trailer next door. The house, balanced precariously on the edge of collapse, isn't safe for them to be inside. They jokingly list it as for rent, the indoor pool, a nickname for the puddle still in their basement. Their neighbors aren't doing much better, but instead of biding time, they're leaving. It's a community that needs help, and now they might get it, thanks to another unbelievable act.
We had a couple through the Community Foundation of Southern Wisconsin, which is in Janesville, wanted to be an anonymous donor with some monies that they had available. So they donated a check we received last week for $98,852.86.
The nearly $100,000 donation pushes the total raised to about $250,000 that'll go toward long-term recovery, a dent in the more than $15 million in damages the county saw. But it means the world to Jeff Jelnick, who never even got to meet the anonymous couple who helped out and can only imagine how he could thank them enough.
Other than thank you, if they were here, I'd love to give them a nice big hug.
He wishes he could show the couple all the work this money could do in the future, maybe helping people in this neighborhood get back to some sort of normal. He knows it's not going to cover everything, but it's a start.
And this ain't going to bring everybody back to whole by any means. It's going to be little bits and pieces here, but with $100,000 additional that we didn't have, it's unbelievable.
Jelnick said before the county uses this money, it'll use the money from grants and FEMA, which means this will help with long-term recovery. Now, if you're interested in helping out, it doesn't have to be $100,000. Any amount helps, and the information to do so will be over on our website.
Boy, incredible generosity, and you see just still so much damage in that area. Amy, thank you.
Sauk County residents interested in applying for federal flood assistance will need to register with FEMA. Now, anyone who has home, business, or agriculture damage related to this summer's floods will need to register with FEMA even if they already reported the damage to Sauk County Emergency Management. There are 3 ways to apply for FEMA funding. Call the agency at the number listed on your screen. It is also up on our website, channel3000.com. Register online at disasterassistance.gov and click on the Start Your Recovery Now by filing a flood insurance claim banner. You can also go to the Disaster Recovery Center in Reedsburg when that opens. Agriculture losses should be reported to the Farm Services Agency at 608-355-4420. The Small Business Administration will also begin offering loans to Sauk County businesses, nonprofits, and homeowners whose property sustained flood damage between August 17th and September 14th.
We are monitoring another massive hurricane. This one slated to hit western Mexico, the Pacific side, tomorrow afternoon or evening with the potential to be catastrophic. Hurricane Willa, now a Category 4 storm after briefly strengthening to a Category 5 early today. According to forecasters, Willa is extremely dangerous and is expected to bring life-threatening storm surge, winds, and rainfall. Let's get a look at our first alert forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, we're watching Willa because it will take a path through the southern part of the United States, bringing more rain to parts of Texas that don't need anything more, but it will also keep the main storm track to our south. There's Willa, 12 hours ago, a Category 5 hurricane. Weakening just a tad, not very much. Right now, top winds just below Category 5 strength at 145 miles per hour. Gusts still almost at 200 miles per hour. Moving to the north at 9 miles per hour. The forecast path will take it inland on the west coast of Mexico by tomorrow evening, perhaps as a strong Category 2 hurricane, and then weakening it very rapidly as it rains itself out over the mountains of central Mexico, probably bringing tremendous amounts of rain and some mudslides there. Now, here in the northern part of the United States, things are very quiet. Some showers up in the UP of Michigan, but most of Wisconsin right now in the clear. And the sunshine that we had today allowed our high temperature in Madison to hit 63 degrees. Most of southern Wisconsin had temperatures in the lower to middle 60s. Temperatures have cooled off into the middle 40s to around 50 degrees, but the air is pretty dry. And by tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to be down to the middle 30s. Tomorrow will be a sunny day, but it also will be cooler with a high of 49. That's your first alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. An update tonight in the search for a missing Wisconsin teenager.
Barron County officials releasing some new information this evening in the disappearance of Jamie Kloss. Keely Arthur joining us now with the latest in this investigation. Keely?
Eric, despite more than 1,300 tips from across the country, 13-year-old Jamie Kloss remains missing. Tonight, there was an emotional gathering of hope at Barron High School where more than 100 people came together hoping for Kloss's safe return. It's been a week now since the teen was last seen. Authorities say her parents were shot and killed in their home. They believe Jamie was there at the time and is still in danger, but no suspect is known. Today, with the help of business and home surveillance video, Barron County officials released 2 vehicles of interest that were near the home at the time of the incident.
The first vehicle is likely a 2008 to 2014 Dodge Challenger, red or orange in color. The second vehicle is likely either a 2006 to 2010 Ford Edge Black or a 2004 to 2010 Acura MDX black in color.
Now, investigators do not have any license plate information. They say if there is a sighting of the vehicles, call their tip line at 1-855-744-3879. If you see Jamie, however, please call 911. Tomorrow, there will be another ground search. Law enforcement is asking for 2,000 volunteers to help walk the area. The search will begin at 9 a.m. Police say they will be looking for anything that could be related to the case. Back home, the Dane County Sheriff's Department confirms they've offered their assistance to Barron County. However, they are not currently working on this case.
Keely Arthur reporting in studio with us. Keely, thank you.
The driver in a hit and run that killed a Waunakee man in May of 2017 was sentenced to 6 years in prison. 27-year-old Francisco Martinez hit 30-year-old Curtis Bonds as he was walking across Highway 113 near the town of Westport. Police say they found Martinez a few hours later, sleeping at the wheel with a child in the car. Bonds' family said hearing Martinez got 6 years when the maximum sentence for a hit and run is 25 was heartbreaking for them.
I don't think that the law is doing what it's supposed to do in this instance, which is to, not only fairly punish according to what the crime was, but also to deter other people from doing it in the future.
Martinez was sentenced to 6 years of extended supervision on top of his conviction of hit and run causing death, operating a motor vehicle while revoked, causing death.
Police say a woman was driving drunk when she crashed into a home on Madison's west side early yesterday. A father, toddler, and baby were inside that home just feet away from where that car crashed. Police arrested 22-year-old Morgan McKenna of Oregon. The incident happened in the High Point Estates neighborhood on Madison's far west side. An early voting event with Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders kicking off a busy week of rallies here in Wisconsin. 2 weeks from tomorrow is Election Day, and hundreds gathered this morning at the UW-Milwaukee Student Union. Senator Sanders, of course, a 2016 presidential candidate who won the Wisconsin primary today. He was joined by U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, candidate for Governor Tony Evers, and other Democratic candidates. Senator Sanders says young voters can transform the country.
And people saying it's a midterm election, I don't have to vote, and they stayed home. And working people stayed home, lower income people stayed home, people of color stayed home, young people stayed home. Not this time is exactly right.
Well, later this week, former President Obama will be in Milwaukee for another campaign for state Democrats. That will be this Friday.
On the Republican side, President Trump will hold a rally this Wednesday in Mosinee. That's just south of Wausau. Governor Walker says he will join him. today, the governor took part in a groundbreaking ceremony and start event, a new 35,000 square foot expansion at the S.C. Johnson IMET Center that he says will provide state-of-the-art training and support to Wisconsin Valley. As for the upcoming election, the governor says there is still concern of the so-called blue wave.
Number one concern was always complacency, that people just take it for granted. We've got more people employed in this state this year than ever before. We have some of the best schools in the nation. We have lower property taxes than before we started. We just worry that people take it for granted that because things are going so well.
UW-Madison is making sure more people get to the polls next month. Early voting kicked off today on campus and runs through November 2nd. Bucky Badger was on Library Mall today to encourage students to make a plan about how and when they will cast their ballots. UW is joining the other schools in the Big Ten for a voting challenge. The universities with the highest voter turnout and the most improved turnout get trophies. Still ahead tonight, Gary will rejoin us with your updated forecast for the week ahead.
Plus, a sign of what's to come, prepping Titletown for the upcoming season. Stay with us.
Welcome back. If you have never bought a lottery ticket before, this week may be the time to change that. Since no one picked the winning numbers Friday night, tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot is now up to $1.6 billion. That's the biggest jackpot in lottery history. As for the Powerball, well, that jackpot is up to $620 million for Wednesday night's drawing. That's more than $2 billion up for grabs this week. We have an update to a story we brought you earlier this month about a Portage man paying it forward.
Jake Neeson has been working for weeks to renovate a house he bought with his own money to make it a sober living home for men struggling with addiction. Jake has been in recovery himself, and the best treatment for him was a sober living situation like the one he hopes to create. He's got a lot of support from his girlfriend, Bridgenna. She's working on her master's degree in counseling psychology and plans to teach meditation classes at the sober living home. When Jake officially finished up the renovations yesterday, well, he hit another big milestone.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Keep guessing.
Let's grow old together.
You figured it out!
Oh my God!
Santos.
Is this like there's a filming thing going on?
Will you marry me?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That is well done. Congratulations to those two. After they open this facility, they're hoping to open a second sober living home for women.
Congratulations. It is hard to think about getting ready for winter, but that's what's happening at the Titletown district near Lambeau Field. Today, crews began installing a border around the plaza, and over the next month or so, that will turn into a rink. This year, you can expect more ice sculptures, lights, and a few activities still in the works. All of the attractions are expected to open as soon as late November.
We had a beautiful start to the work week today. Mild temperatures out there, Gary, but things are about to change a little bit.
I think so. It's not going to be quite cold enough for the ice skating rink. You know, I think we need to say in that story, weather permitting, of course. But the weather will be more fall-like, definitely, for the rest of the week. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse today. It was a great day. A few cirrus clouds early this morning. This is from the WISC sky cam looking off toward the west, and you can see just how clear the skies were this afternoon as the sun set below the western horizon. Live view from the Edgewater sky cam at downtown Madison. Still have clear skies here in town. And as we look at the almanac for today, our high temperature made it up to 63 degrees, 6 degrees above the average high of 57. Our low temperature of 30 was actually 7 degrees below normal. So that dry air, we warmed up quickly, and we're cooling off quickly as well. We're already down to 44 degrees. Winds are out of the west at 5 miles per hour. Dew point temperature in the upper 20s. So the air is still pretty dry. I'm looking for low temperatures to be in the lower to middle 30s by tomorrow morning. High temperatures today around 60 in the northern part of the state, generally in the lower to middle 60s through southern Wisconsin. But temperatures have cooled off down to the 40s in most areas. You can see Milwaukee hanging on at 53, Dubuque, Iowa at 51. But to the northwest, temperatures have already dropped into the 30s over northern Minnesota. And notice which way the upper level winds are coming in from the northwest. Another shot of cooler air coming in for the next couple of days. To the south, as I mentioned, Willa is off the map to the west of Mexico, but that moisture will follow right along the subtropical jet stream right into the southern part of the United States, where Texas is getting more rain, and they're going to see the remnants of Willa and the wind flow and the moisture will just follow right along the jet stream through the southeastern part of the country and stay well to the south of us. So the weather systems that come through the Midwest won't have a lot of moisture associated with them, especially with that northwesterly wind flow. This cold front came through today with hardly a cloud to be found, and you can see high pressure still back to the west across the northern portion or southern portion of Canada, and the coldest temperatures are just north of the U.S.-Canadian border, mainly in the 20s there, 30s and 40s around here. But on future track, that northwesterly wind flow will continue, just bringing down the colder air farther and farther to the south. So temperatures tomorrow probably about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what we saw today. And you see how massive that high pressure system is, the wind circulation around it, the high passing just to our north over the next couple of days, but that will also keep us dry into Wednesday as well. By Thursday, the next weather system out to the west starting to spread a few showers into the plains. A few of those could clip us perhaps Thursday afternoon. The better chances, I think, will probably be toward the weekend with a little stronger weather system that'll bring us even cooler weather as we head toward the end of the weekend. Our forecast for tonight calls for a low of 34 degrees with mostly clear skies. For tomorrow, mostly sunny but colder. Today's high temperature 63. Tomorrow, about 15 degrees cooler at 49 and 14 degrees exactly. 44 where we're starting out now. Temperatures drop into the middle 30s by tomorrow morning. Look for clear skies for tomorrow. Temperatures only in the upper 40s for highs. Tomorrow night down into the upper 20s to lower 30s, and then back up into the upper 40s on Wednesday. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures remain on the cool side into the weekend. Highs right around 50 or just a little bit above. Shower chances will increase, especially as we head towards Saturday. We could see a few flakes of snow mixing with the showers Saturday night into Sunday morning. Then dry early next week with some more showers about Halloween and some more cooler weather toward the end of next week.
So when you say, you know, possible snow, are we talking like those big chunks that we were seeing this past weekend?
You know, what did it last for
for about an hour. I mean, you know, it was more impressive than anything else. You know,
it was wild to see it.
It really was.
And then it was gone. You know, so that's the nice thing about this time of year; it doesn't last.
Yeah, true. Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. Well, the Badgers say the best is yet to come. The team tells us why next in sports.
News 3.
Well, the Packers head to Los Angeles this week to face the perfect 7-0 Rams. Now, LA is an 8.5-point favorite right now, which is the biggest underdog line of Aaron Rodgers' career. The team spent the bye week taking some time off, but also doing some work, not just on the field, but in classroom settings. The offense with the defensive coaches, the defense with the coaches on the offensive side of the ball. It's something that head coach Mike McCarthy tries to do every year to really get players to learn the mental and emotional aspects of the game, which he feels is important in the development of players.
You always want your players to watch what's going on in practice. You want them to be, taking advantage of every mental rep. But, mental rep doesn't just mean their own position. So, but now you have the deeper conversation and the intricacies, and because it's all about developing instincts and awareness. And this is a format that's, I think, has really improved the individuality of each player here.
Some other NFL news, Amari Cooper heading to Dallas. The Raiders wide receiver traded to the Cowboys today in exchange for a first-round pick in 2019. Oakland will now have 3 first-round picks next year after the Khalil Mack trade last month. Likely no one happier about this move than Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, who could use some help after losing Dez Bryant in the offseason. Cooper was a first-round pick in 2015. The Badgers on the up and up this week, moving up 3 spots to number 20 in the AP poll after beating Illinois on Saturday by 29 points. Wisconsin battling the elements this past weekend as well, which hopefully will not be the case this Saturday when they're on the road at Northwestern. Another early 11 a.m. kickoff, but in Evanston. The Wildcats are 4-1 in the Big Ten. They've won their last 3 straight. Now, head coach Paul Chryst said last week that his team, especially quarterback Alex Hornibrook, hasn't arrived yet, and the rest of the team knows they have yet to play their best game.
I think we're just executing better. Obviously, we think we're pretty good, but when we're all on, communication, all that stuff, no one's doing their own thing, we should be pretty good, and especially with a guy like JT running. The running game should always be fairly successful. If it's not, it's definitely on us to begin with, but then we can look at, well, what caused it to go wrong. But I think the improvement's there, and we just got to keep getting better each week.
Nothing in this conference is given or anything like that, and every team in this conference can compete, and no matter what side, east or west. So if you don't play your best football towards the end here, you're not going to do what you want to do. So definitely got to keep improving and start playing complete games.
Finally tonight, this is Denver Broncos running back Phillip Lindsay. The 24-year-old Colorado native was at the Nuggets game over the weekend, and because he's a local celeb, was chosen to take the first shot of the game. Oh, he airballs it. Hits nothing, basically, there. Thankfully, his current job doesn't require any throwing. Oh, poor guy. We'll be right back.
Are a little shorter than they are here. He told me he didn't know about the shot. He said, if I miss it, I may go dunk.
Gary's back as we take one final check of the forecast.
It was a great day today. Temperatures were in the lower 60s here in Madison. We topped out at 63, but temperatures are already starting to fall pretty quickly. We're already down to 44, so that's almost a 20-degree temperature drop in, about 6 hours since our high temperature for the day, and those temperatures will continue downward. Look for highs only in the upper 40s for tomorrow and Wednesday, even though we'll have plenty of sunshine, but on Thursday, skies will turn cloudy in the afternoon. Could be a chance of a shower Thursday night into Friday. Better chances for showers on Saturday. Highs lower 50s, and then Saturday night into Sunday morning, those showers could mix with a few flakes of snow. Highs only mid-40s for Sunday and Monday. Back to around 50 the middle of next week, but some showers just in time for Halloween.
What were you thinking when all those snowflakes were flying at Camp Randall?
Oh, I was not there. I was not about to be out in that. Are you kidding? Kevin was a good sport that day. Thanks, Kev.
Have a great night.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning. Now.